Well, I started a little early, you all. I accidentally hit the go live button and we're sitting at 2 minutes till. So I'm going to see if I can put a little like countdown screen up here. I'll be right back. Okay. I shall return. Oh my gosh, I need to put that motivational countdown before every show. Hello, my internet friends. So good to see you out there. Welcome to the Rigel Show. We are still streaming to you live here from my backyard in Austin, Texas, deep inside my Earth Dome, also known as my mystical driftwood fort on the sandy beach of the cosmic navel, where, wait for it, song runs through all of That's the truth. I'm just speaking pure truth, folks. Hey, Steven. Hey, Chad. Hey, Paul. Good to see you all. Hey, Chris. For those of you who are new to the Cosmic Navel, this next part is the vision casting part. Okay, where I throw out just a little bit about what this channel is about for anyone who's maybe paddleboarding by on the algo. Okay, just paddleboarding by in the algo. Luke, am I actually echoing? Are you hearing an echo? What does 3 corns mean? Just say yes or no. Are you hearing an echo? Or are you? You are echoing. Okay. Let me remove. Okay, let's try this. Hold on, I'm sorry, y'all. Let me see if this fixes it. Yeah. Okay. Now tell me, am I still echoing? Okay, no echoes. All right, we're back. On to the vision casting, folks. Oh my God, Luke, you're already here. Wait, do you want to be here for my vision casting, Luke? You want to be on screen with me? Okay. Luke, you get to be here with me during my vision casting, where I'm like casting a line out into the paddle borders of the algo. So am I not echoing anymore?
You were never echoing. I was just so excited. I had 2 streams open.
Oh my God. Well, I'm so glad that we just worked this all out. Okay. This space is a playful Theotokian riparian zone that seeks to integrate traditional values, modern values, progressive most postmodern values, and that which is emerging on the bleeding edge of the noosphere, postmodern values. And I am loving your interpretive dance, Luke. Like, I feel like you need to do this every stream. So what that means to all you out there on the algo is you all have a place here at my mystical table. Here at the Cosmic Navel, we play with positive polarities. We smear together the light and the heavy, like children discovering finger paints for the first time, or adults discovering sponge painting, interior decorating, or maybe scarf dancing for the first time. This is where the discomfort of stretching into the already but not yet, thank you, Rob Bell, and maybe even ripping a little, reveals collateral beauty that can only be seen out of the periphery of my vision as I stand back, as I stand up. Oh my gosh, Chad is doing interpretive dance too, so you're gonna get to, oh my Lord, beautiful. I'm gonna mute you, Chad, but you keep doing that interpretive. Okay, collateral beauty, where was I? Collateral beauty that can only be seen out of the periphery of my vision as I stand back up and brush off my feet. Collateral beauty that rises out of the junk pile of collected scraps of metal that I found lying in an alleyway, or maybe swiped from behind a warehouse, seemed like it was left out for the scrap metal recyclers. Collateral beauty that mocks the expedient, over-planned, over-designed lifestyles that all funnel towards the all-holy algorithms, pearly gates, a McDonald's Big Mac that doesn't quite taste like anything I've ever wanted, and yet my whole life seems to fall into its calculatedly warm embrace. Oh my God, this is so on point, you guys. Collateral beauty that is found here in the Cosmic Navel. So today I'm gonna enter the Cosmic Navel. I already see lots of chats. I can't even keep up with you all. This is amazing. I have lots of okay, so I'm gonna enter the Cosmic Navel by doing a little piano process like I normally do. And you all can, you can just kind of gaze longingly at me, or you can do interpretive dance. You can check your email, but I'm going to give myself about 5 minutes or until I get kind of annoyed with myself of just free jazz. Okay? We're going to do free jazz here I'm going to bring a channel for children girl in Japan had a recent post of dancing also. Sarge. Beautiful. That's beautiful. All right, I'm going to bring... I'm starting, you guys. Starting the 5-minute timer. Starting now. Just going to put my head down and be in process with you all. Hear that? That feels like a good place to end. Man, Chad, you just doing your mud while I was playing. I was like actually riffing off of your movements. Okay? This is the truth. The audience is part of the band. The audience is part of the band. Okay? Oh, man. So good to see you. Everyone out there on the internet, on the Algo land, there is a link that is pinned to my chat. So if you want to join me and Luke and Chad while he muds, you're welcome here. Luke, what's going on? What's bubbling up for you today?
I mean, I'm just, I'm happy to be here. I was able to join you today because My whole family's gone. I'm very excited to have that freedom to come to your space. I want to be very conscious. I know I can have a big presence to overtake your stream. This doesn't need to be a Luke stream. Like the last time you were on here, you were breaking records with female participants in the TLC.
Yeah.
And it's not going to happen with me and Chad. It's ridiculous, you know? So I'm comfortable leaving so that the women can come.
No, there's an ebb and flow, you all. There's an ebb and flow.
I'm just here for PBK trolling me in the comments.
It's a live stream all day. So you have the house to yourself?
Yeah.
This is amazing.
That's Lance set that up. And I think it was one of my live streams where we did the infamous 24-hour TLC live stream. But I was there for about 45 minutes, I think.
That's amazing. Well, can I just share something really awesome? We had our 4th estuary last night, and it was awesome. We had 13 people show up. The last one was 4 people. We had 13 people show up. One of them was Paul P.F. Yoon, who nice. I kind of met through Christian Baxter, and he happens to live in Austin, and now we're like buddies.
Right.
We're gonna like melt shit together with my welding equipment next week. And then he brought 2 friends who are from London, just in town, kind of passing through, I think doing like documentaries. I don't know how this Gen Z, I don't even know who these are. I don't know how they do it, but passing through, super interesting, smart guys. And we had one woman.
One of 13?
One of the 13 was
just
a woman. Jesus.
And
you know what? She won the point. She won the pointing round.
PBK says it always happens.
Yeah. So that was freaking awesome. And actually that little riffing I did on Collateral Beauty, that came from Estuary last night. So I'm just tugging on that thread, the collateral beauty that comes from, we talked about suffering and kind of the burdens of the world. And
what was the winning pitch?
It was about, I can just share like a little bit. It was really kind of short, but it's just about like purpose, and identity, and kind of, a lot of the woman who won the pitch, she's a coach, and she helps people who are coming out of like really difficult transitions from being in military battle and kind of like transitioning back into real life. And so much of their identity and purpose is defined by what they've done over there. And, some of it's kind of horrific. So,
wow.
I don't know. It was went all over the place as usual.
How long did you guys go?
2 hours.
Okay. Oh, you have like a set time thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. Did you guys break into groups? Because those are kind of big groups.
You know what? I was worried about that. And I asked the 2 people I thought who might be possible secondary estuary leaders. One wasn't able to show up, and the other one was just like, let's just try the big group, see what happens. And it actually went pretty good. But I was concerned that it would not feel like a conversation, but it did. I don't think it's always, I want to be prepared next time if we do get like, I think if we had 16 to 17 people, it would have been pretty difficult.
Well, if you advertise that big names are there, such as P.F. Jung,
yeah,
this might be a good cause for anonymity in such cases. Just throwing it out there.
Thank you. I didn't even think about that. Yeah. I don't know. Since P.F. Jung has been on through the TLC, I imagine he's probably okay with. I'm not going to like share anything that he shared, but
look at is Ron in a backhoe or in skid steer?
Yeah, I'm in a bobcat.
Yeah, skidster.
Nice, Bob.
Oh, dude,
Ron,
it's sweet. He's like a cat. I have a question to Luke.
you're breaking
Yeah,
up. You're breaking up.
I'm starting to make mead. Oh no! Wait a second. Let me try something here. Can you hear me better now? Hopefully,
Sure.
it's not breaking up.
Sure.
Okay. Luke, I'm making mead and homemade wine. The next step is beer. Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, because I hear that you are also a brewmaster.
No, I'm not. I drink a lot of beer. I like to drink all those things, but I don't make it at home because it's a lot of work and I don't think I can do it. And Minneapolis we have so many good breweries. It's unbelievable. And
Okay.
meaderies and things like that. So I'm just like, I can't, if I were to, number one, I can't make beer as good as I can buy for the price. There's no way,
I
you know.
I think I just
Ron,
like making it. It's fun.
yeah.
Oh, Steven.
Ron,
Yeah, you should talk to Steven.
Ron, do you have I went through a beer making phase, and
Not surprising.
it was really fun. But what do you want to know that Chat GPT can't answer for you?
Well, it's really, I'm making mead right now, and I've got a couple batches going, and I just like the process. I didn't know how difficult it was, if it was worth getting into. I'm just having fun, like with the chemistry of the yeast and the sugar content, and I didn't know how difficult brewing beer was. And I didn't know what you thought, because I thought you brewed your own beer. That's why I was asking. And if you don't,
I think the most difficult part that I remember, this was probably almost 20 years ago, was actually like washing things, like washing bottles and it was just a lot of work to wash and dry everything. But the actual beer making process was pretty easy.
That's the joke all the time. They're just like, beer making is 98% cleaning.
Oh my God.
right.
And 2% waiting, 1% waiting.
So like the moonshine or the clear, the nice, the best part is like you could extract that out of the liquid, I think at 172 degrees. I think that's what it takes to separate the alcohol from the water. So really you want the alcohol, right? Am I right? I'm right. Am I right?
Come on.
Oh, by the way, Rigel, I was going to say, listen, if you're out there, a gentleman that I spoke with this morning in the Bridges of Meaning Discord server, have you heard rumor of such places?
I have. I may even be part of that.
Yeah.
Discord?
So I went in there this morning because I was cleaning the back of my refrigerator. And so I told a bunch of friends that I'm like, hey, I'm just going to go hang out in a Discord voice chat because I do that every once in a great while. And sometimes you run into new characters in there. And so, what was his name? Delaware Dan, Delaware something. Somebody was in there, and then they were asking me because they're just not as familiar with the corner. Like, what's the schedule? Like, where would I go to hang out? Who do I know? And I was like, this guy, Rigel Winstong Thurston, is going to be live streaming in about 15 minutes. And he was just like, what is kind of a name is that? And I was like, oh, buddy, get ready. And so I sent him, your little, Delaware Drew. There we go. And then, and I sent him your Seabax little randos,
Very meandering. I don't know how people can sit through. I can't sit through my own Seabax videos, but
your story's so awesome. Well, you're a charismatic guy. You're the kind of, you don't understand your own Riz. You can't see your own Riz.
Yeah.
It is vibrant. The rest
Dang, okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Luke. Just want to say hey to all these people. Pick and choose what's happening. Voodoo Drew.
I think that's him.
Oh, Delaware Drew. Voodoo Drew.
He's here.
Right on. You're here. Nice to see you. Can I tell a story about my favorite brewing experience? Ron, go ahead.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Okay, listen. There's a girl in my community who's through.
Anyone want an interpretive dance to this?
Yeah.
Ron, you are. Yep. He just.
This was like last. Did you see Ron?
He just went C3P no.
Yeah, C3P no. This is. I want to hear your story, but quickly. This was like Mark and Ron's last. The Bon Voyage. Mark is stopping the House of Woo stream.
Really?
It was like the most just ridiculous. It was just, there was like a 20-minute stretch of just like, nope, there you are. Okay, here you now, and talking over each other for just like 20 minutes. It was
Oh
terrible.
my God. Wow. Well, Ron can always come back and listen to this part, but my favorite brewing experience was, so I probably 15 years ago or so, I was part of this beer group. Guys who would meet out at a bar every Wednesday religiously. This was like pre-estuary. There was a lot of estuary energy happening in this group. Like, it was a little bit culty in the sense that if you didn't show up because it was raining or cold or something, you were like mocked and ridiculed and, shunned the next week. Lovingly. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Lovingly. So there's a lot of pressure to show up.
Mm-hmm.
And one year, one of the guys, he was a missionary in Sudan, and he came back and told us about this type of like fermented beverage they make out of tapioca root, where you chew the tapioca and you spit it, right? And then you just like add yeast and brew it. Yep. And so we sat around one night and just like chewed tapioca and spit into a freaking like jar and made what we call salivale. I brewed it up. It, took like, 20 days or something like that. And we drank it at beer night. Just like a part of ourselves, just an offering, thine own of thine own.
Yeah, what do you call it?
Salivale. Saliva ale, basically.
Oh.
Right?
I thought that was the actual...
Boy, I wonder what shitty beer tastes like.
Try appreciating other cultures.
Yeah.
Ethnocentric.
So very, very proud of that. It was very like fizzy, very effervescent.
Don't a lot of cultures do that? I think there are South American cultures that do the same thing too, with like maize.
It's smart. It seems smart.
I mean, it seems gross to us. Listen, if you need to get your booze on, you got to do it however you can do it.
Yeah. So what's kind of bubbling up for you?
Bubbling up. I feel like, I don't have poetic, beautiful writing gifts to share with people like that. Like what's bubbling up for me is just chaotic spontaneity. That's what I offer.
That's welcome here.
What's going on for me is like I said, my kids are going to be they're going to a church camp this weekend, and my wife is out of town, so I'm kind of by myself. And I've realized, and I sent my wife this message the other day because we're also in a Signal chat. This is how I communicate to my wife when I am not physically with her. And I was just like, sometimes I feel like when when I'm just like totally by myself, which is not very much because I've been married and or having children ever since I was in my early 20s. I'm just like, what do people do with themselves? Like, I feel like I don't even know how to be single. I was just like, if all of a sudden, like tragically, my wife and my children disappeared, I would just be like, what do I do? What do I do with my life? Who even am I? Like, what is going on? So that's what I've been thinking about recently. And I might have a movie night tomorrow night with some friends. They might come over. We might have some fermented beverages.
Yeah.
Might watch a film, old school.
What kind of films you into?
I tend to like films that nerdy people like. I either like to watch kind of dark, sad, melancholy type films or thriller. I like to watch when I have opportunities like this, I like to watch films that no one else in my family likes, except my son. My son likes these kind of movies too. But my daughters and wife are not into what they would call like hard or dark movies. They're like, why would you watch that? And I don't know. I'm just like the weird Enneagram 4 that's just like, I don't know. When I watch like sad, dark, twisted, psychological movies about really hard things, they don't make me sad. They make me like contemplative, and I don't know. I feed off of that.
I need to watch those with somebody because I tend to, I think just get lost. Which is why I think this could just be an indicator of my like lack of maturity as an adult. But I tend to, when I'm just wanting to veg out, I tend to only watch shows or movies where there's like a clear good guy and a clear bad guy, and I don't have to like face like the good guy and bad guy within myself.
Yeah, I like the opposite of those movies.
I know. That's too much emotional work.
Yeah. Yeah, there's Chad. Yeah, Chad. That was Chad's movie of like 12 rule or like little video he put out of 12 rules. He's just like, you can't be in the group if one of your favorite films is Requiem for a Dream. But like I will say Requiem for a Dream that's too hard for me. I don't know, I haven't seen it in a long time, but I remember when I watched it and I remember feeling like physically like I became ill. Like it made me sick.
Yeah, you got to ask me why that rule is one of 20.5 rules, And I think it's because it's disgustingly sad and offers
so dark.
There's no redemptive arc whatsoever, and it's insulting to the idea of the American dream, which I am a very big fan of. It's about the death of the American dream, and yet it's selling you movie tickets. It's stupid. Also, there's porn. Bad.
But it's not. I actually wouldn't say that movie is pornographic at all. It is very sexually graphic. But I would say it's almost the opposite of porn. Like if you think that movie is erotic, something is deeply wrong. Because like there's nothing erotic about it.
Tell that to a 13 or 14-year-old kid who's in a world where internet isn't really there, and HBO is,
Yeah.
And so in that way, I think it is pornographic.
I mean, listen, dude, why do you think I rented it?
Am I right?
Back in the day. But I was very disturbed. I was just like, this is not what I wanted. This is not what I thought it was going to be.
Sherry!
Hi. How are you guys?
Great.
Yeah?
Save
I'm
us.
okay. It's fine, I guess. It's fine.
What?
I said I'm okay, I guess. That's all. It's one of those days. I've had not a great day starting out, but I don't want to bring everybody down unless you want me to. Then I will.
No, we can
Bring me
we can
down,
make
Ruth.
space for you.
Don't bring me down.
That's right. That's right.
Sherry, what's bubbling up for you?
Down, Bruce.
Bruce, what is that? That's not in the song.
You guys don't know that song? Oh my
No,
god.
Beatles.
Yeah, it is. It's "Don't Bring Me Down, Bruce."
Bruce, don't bring me down, Bruce. Don't bring me down. Yeah. ELO.
Don't bring me down.
It's the best.
So Sherry, what's kind of percolating, bubbling up for you?
Oh, I had a really great thought when I was shoveling shit at the sheep barn this morning, but now I can't remember it. How about my best thoughts when I'm shoveling shit?
At the sheep shed?
Yeah. Usually it's the only ones that I'm picking up their poop right now.
Sherry, have you read the book Lonesome Dove?
No, but wasn't there a movie?
Read the book. It's really, really
Who,
beautiful.
who wrote it? Who wrote it, Chad?
Larry McCurtry? Yeah.
Larry McCurtry.
Yeah.
Chad, we got to get to Sherry Sheep Shed.
Yeah. That's why I asked. But go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I've heard you. I've noticed you talking about it several times, so it must be making a really big impression on you. Yeah. Oh, where'd Luke go?
Oh, we lost Luke. Oh,
Harry shovel shit in the sheep shed. Say
I'm sure he'll be.
Say that 5 times really fast, Dan.
Oh yeah, Sherry shovels shit in the sheep shed. That it gets you.
Oh no, you should come back, Luke. You're not distracting. Yeah, anyway, I was having a thought and it was really great. And I thought, oh, maybe I could talk about this on the live stream if I make it in time. And then now I forget it. So guess it wasn't worth repeating.
Darn.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well.
But I did.
Sorry about that.
What?
Oh, boy. We're like a revolving door in here.
Yeah.
Luke, get back in here.
Yeah.
I'm too self-conscious.
Brought something to share because it's kind of corner related. I picked this up when I was at Southeast Estuary at a really cool bookstore in what was the name of the town now? I don't remember. It was a cool town. A cool town. No, it wasn't Asheville. It was something else. But it's called From the Remains of Count C.W. That's why I thought, oh, C.W.?
You probably wrote it.
No, it's written by Rainer Maria Rilke. And what's really cool about it is that he had been working on Duino elegies for 10 years. Well, I don't know if it was a full 10 years. It took him 10 years altogether to write those. And he had this long pause in between, and I don't remember why. And kind of made me feel good reading this story because, you know, as a person who likes to write, you get these dry spells and you worry about whether you'll ever write again. And Duino Elegies is, like, in my opinion, some of the best stuff he ever wrote. Anyway, he was given a little, I don't know, like a little mini castle by some patrons. He had lots of those in his life, and he lived in there. And it was, and he had been like in a dry spell for a long time, and he wrote these there. But he claims he didn't write them. They were written by Count C.W., who owned that house originally and was dead. And Count C.W. would show up and sit in a chair across from him and recite these things to him, and he would write them down. And I just found it so fascinating because it's kind of a study in somebody getting back into the groove of doing their art, right? And then it's also a disassociation of a person. So he disassociates himself from himself, and he has this ongoing conversation with this older, wiser gentleman, you know. So I don't know. I just wondered if you guys, and I have to admit, the translation in here into English is horrendous, but that's all I can read you. I could read you the German, but it's not worth it. But I thought I'd read you a couple. They're just short, since we're bringing it's show and tell. So, okay. There's one here that I really love. It's really beautiful in German. Butterfly, how wonderfully it stretches from hers to my delight and bridges it. Nature's and mine, your flight, when, as in sketches, lightly along the trellis work you flit. Even yet it seemed a wild ambition to be part of what is being prepared. You can't fathom in what self-suspicion heavy, lonely hearts can get ensnared. Now, though all my sight's threads you're inserting into this wide web of April bloom, and the joyful carpet I'll be hurting if I keep withholding in the loom. And the other thing about these is that many of them rhyme, and Rilke doesn't rhyme poetry. So this is his claim to, these are not mine. And he didn't like them, and he didn't want them published. And when they got published, he dissociated himself from them, you know. It's a fascinating little study to read.
Yeah, the line that stuck out to me in that one was being part of what is being prepared.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is it that stuck out to me about that? I feel like that. I mean, I'm thinking of being part of what God is preparing, and how hopeful it is when I feel like I'm being part of that, and then how, you know, how much of a void it feels like when I'm not
doing it.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of hard to see right away, but there's a weaving happening in the poem. So, you know, he says, butterfly, how wonderfully it stretches from hers to my delight and bridges it, right? Nature's and mine, your flight, all that, when, as in sketches, lightly along the trellis work, which is a woven thing, you flit. Even yet, it seemed a wild ambition to be part of what is being prepared. You can't fathom in what self-suspicion heavy, lonely hearts can get ensnared. Right? It's all woven. Now, though, all my sight threads you're inserting into this wide web of April bloom, and the joyful carpet I'll be hurting if I keep withholding in the loom. That's how he ends it. So the joyful carpet that he'll be hurting if he doesn't keep weaving, if he doesn't sit down to the loom and keep weaving. And, you know, what was really interesting to me was I was watching, Neil did like an estuary type thing a while ago, and I just got to it. And, I've been in chats, estuary groups online too. And what ends up happening, if you write down what people are saying while you're listening to their pitches, you often see like this thread that runs through, right? And so because of that, you can weave, like everyone talks about this, you can weave the stuff together. And I was watching this on Neil's channel, and they were trying not to weave. That was, which was counterintuitive, like, because there was an effort involved. It's easy to weave, right? It's hard not to weave. And oh shoot, now I lost my train of thought. Oh, I know. And then what I thought of was the verse that says we are fearfully and wonderfully made. I can't remember that. I'm paraphrasing. Knit together, woven together in the womb, right? So it's kind of the Russian nesting dolls thing to me, because people get together to have a conversation and they think they're talking about different things, but there's always this thread that allows people to weave things together, and they themselves, I think it's because, are woven together. That is the nature of their being, right? And so it's just like this total interconnectedness that just kind of, it goes from the inside into the outside world, right? Anyway.
Yeah, there was at our estuary last night. It was our most grand estuary to date. At the end of it, I just invited everyone to go around and kind of pull out a word or a phrase that stuck out to them. And there was kind of this consensus that all the different ideas we're talking about, like what we were really seeking was this moment together of like seeing and being seen. And it's interesting how that is like this resonant frequency just underlying all things. That was just so evident.
That's one of my favorite.
Kind of. Sorry,
Chad.
That's
one of my favorite TLC things. But Jess P said once, I think he posted this on X, and I just love it. I bring it up all the time. But someone asked, like, and he quote tweeted it because it was something like, "What is God's favorite game?" And he said Peekaboo.
Yeah,
I just think that's the best, because I think it's so true. There's something so fundamentally true about that, because it's seeing and being seen.
Well, it's also hiding, and it's it engages. Like, this is one of the earliest games that children understand. Like, you can play Peekaboo with babies and they get it. And it's like there's been like in-depth child psychology studies done on Peekaboo, if you can believe it. But it also arouses curiosity and wonder and surprise, which I think are essential for encountering God, right? Because he is hiding.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And adults forget how to play Peekaboo.
Yeah.
Or we forget that that's what it all is. Yeah.
Well, we forget to cultivate it intentionally, but you will inevitably play Peekaboo. Like,
Yeah,
that's what the weaving thing you were talking about at the end of the last line or whatever at the end of the poem reminded me of like this phrase of let go or be dragged. And and it has to do with like resentment. Like, if you don't find a way to kind of let go of whatever is kind of captured your attention, especially a resentful kind of capture, like, you will just be dragged wherever it goes. And then so that's the weave of like kind of, maybe for lack of a better phrase, like group think, and what happens is you're showing and telling and nobody's doing it with intentionality or care, and therefore it becomes this kind of like chaotic mess. Well, can be destructive and you don't even know it. So yeah, okay, I'll shut up now. Sorry, Luke.
No, oh, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, I'm so glad you said that, Luke. What is God's favorite game, Peekaboo? Because it's like this fractal. There's something fractal about it. Like, yes, adults aren't going to get the same like out of playing Peekaboo like this, but at each kind of stage of development, we need a new horizon that we're in relationship with, that's outside of my visible spectrum. And I felt like it's like last night in the estuary, I'm kind of paying attention to the energy of the group. And there was this moment where it was starting to, it felt like we were nosediving, like we were getting too agreeable. And I was like, something needs to change. So I threw a wrench in the group just to kind of keep things spicy. And it was like just enough of it felt like we were just seeing the person playing peekaboo with us, and we needed to push the boundary out a little bit so we could make the leap into like a new level of trust that is required when you can't see outside the perimeter.
Right.
So,
no, I love that, because that's like Jordan Peterson will often talk about like revivifying the dead father, or something that comes up. This is a little bit of a pet peeve of mine. It can come up in academic conversations or even the TLC, but people will just be like, what are all these people inventing new words and neologisms, and like, why are you doing that? Because of this. You're seeing the face too much, and you don't realize that like we need one of these.
Yeah.
That you can see it again,
Yeah.
Which doesn't mean there's anything wrong.
Stop with all that peekaboo,
Chad, you're playing it all the time, I can imagine.
Oh, I do one where we discovered that if she's sitting down, I could, or on the ground, I could like take a blanket and drape it over her head and then pull it up real fast and go poof, and she just laughs hilariously. Yeah, she loves that.
Animals even play peekaboo. Cats love it. Like if you hide, and then or I'll feel my cat and I'll look when he's like peeking over something.
Yeah.
And I have a funny story. My daughter and her friend, they were, I don't know, like 9 and 10 or something, and they took our big draft horse for a ride, like on his back, just bareback, and it was in the wintertime. And then they came home like, I don't know, 20 minutes later, and they're like, Merlin bucked us off and we can't catch him. And I'm like, well, where is he? And they're like, he's out there. We can't find him. And the snow's so deep, and I'm like, oh, great. So I drive out with the car to where they went down someone's driveway, and then they went off and veered off into the bush. And I just looked for his tracks, and I said, okay, lesson number 1, girls, look for his tracks in the snow. He's like 2,500 pounds. Right?
Where is he?
And then I find him not too far off, and he's standing behind this little sapling, and he's hiding. And I went, Merlin, are you hiding? Are you trying to hide? Yeah.
I love it.
And then one morning I stepped out here, and I bring oats to the horses every morning, and their trough is behind a shed, and he heard the door open, of course. And then all of a sudden I see this little face come from the shed with one eye. And I'm like, go away. I'm not ready to come out yet. Lots of peekabooing, and dogs, they'll hide behind things and run out. And yeah, it's a very fundamental game. But go ahead.
I just wanted to read what Vodka Priest is saying here. I don't know who Vodka Priest is, but just let them be Vodka Priest. Lifelong close relationships are continuous peekaboos, both of ourselves and others and beyonds. Mysteries everywhere. And I think this is where kind of the art and creativity comes in. Is like, I mean, once you have a certain level of peekaboo play, then you're kind of responsible for everyone who is not at that level of peekaboo to kind of meet them in their peekaboo without like scaring the shit out of them. But
the whole point of peekaboo is to scare the shit out of people.
I know, but like, but not like traumatize them where they're like, where's my dad? I don't know what to do with my life.
So, like, what's a fun example that I was going to say is, and it's
Story
fun
of
to do
my
this.
life.
It's fun to do this at all these different ages, but playing hide and seek with your kids, it's the best.
Yeah.
Because when they're like, even now, all my kids are older. Like my oldest is 18. Like I guarantee you, if they were here and mom was gone or something, because mom doesn't like to play these, but like if I was just like, let's play hide and seek, let's like turn off all the lights, play hide and seek, they would all be instantly down. But at all the different phases of their life, it's so much fun because when they're really little, you know, like a little kid, they don't really have, a lot of them sometimes will not have they don't have the ability to get inside of your head to think what you're going to be seeing. And so they'll just like, they'll like hide behind the sapling, you know,
Yeah.
like, they can't see me. Like if I don't move, you know, and so that's hilarious. Or when they get a little older, the part that gets really fun for me is like the wanting to scare the crap out of people is like when my kids were like middle school, middle-aged-ish, and like I go hide, they're terrified, you know, like
Yeah.
they really kind of won't go into places. Like if there's a really dark place, they're afraid to like really get in there and look too much because they're just because like if I'm in there and I'm just like, "Blah!"
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's so much fun.
Oh my God. I'm so glad we're like clarifying the importance of Peekaboo because I want to do this with my family like tonight. We're going to be playing Peekaboo in this household tonight. And it's going to be so freaking fun. My son like loves any sort of Peekaboo type thing. So this is great.
Well, I read this last week, but Chad reminded me of it again when he was talking about being dragged. And I think that this has to do with Peekaboo too, because it's a discovery, right? Entdeckung, which means to encounter a covering and uncover, you know, in German. Discovery, that's literally the translation. But yeah, and it's called, this is a poem I wrote, and it's called I Found Myself. So maybe in the context of this conversation, you'll hear it differently, Rajal. I found myself asking you for permission. I was astounded at my words. They flowed as if unbidden from some deep well of knowledge that I was unaware of. I begged your forgiveness for lopping off your limb. I would expect the same if someone lopped off my limb. I thanked you. I remembered the days when I never thought twice about such things. The days I cut down whole trees without asking permission, without asking forgiveness, without gratitude. When did the change come? I have no memory of it. I do not see the difference in time between then and now. Yet everything is different. Everything matters. I became without my knowledge. I was transformed in the twinkling of an eye. I am someone I never consented to be. I was dragged through the infidelity of an ungrateful life to this moment when I unwittingly encountered myself doing something I never knew how to do. I never knew why I should do it. I walk beside myself. I don't know my own companion, my companion who shows wisdom, who shows me who I really am. I am amazed, I am confused. Confused and amazed, I stand in awe, and you flow through as if a portal was opened, and you stepped through, and I can't remember where I was when it happened or what I was doing. I never opened it. You did. I am humbled. I am grateful. I am not even myself. I have become, without my knowledge, without my consent, you have transformed me.
What was that, Sherry?
That was me.
Oh, that's very good.
I freaking love that. Without your consent. What was that last line?
Without my consent, you have transformed me.
Consent, you have. I mean, we don't have to go down the universalist rabbit hole, but
I mean, that's just
textbook for me.
To me, it's that being is not a product of the will. It's not a product of your consent. I mean, in one sense. In one sense, it very much is, too, but that's good. It's really beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what pretty much happened in my conversion experience. Like I was only kind of like looking to try to understand. Like I was puzzled by what those weird Christians, they kept saying that they understood something, and I couldn't understand it. And then without my consent, I looked too closely, and I kind of fell into it. And yeah.
You know what, Chad? I don't know if you know this, but that's exactly what happens to the character in Fantastes. No, wait a minute, is it Fantastes or Lilith? Lilith, where Mr. Vane, he follows the raven up to the attic, and he sees a big mirror there, and the raven hops into the mirror and disappears into a landscape. And he's like, and he just sees him as a little dot in the landscape. So he leans forward to look closer, and he falls through the mirror, which is like perfect. You know, if you want a poetic way of talking about, you know, without my consent, you have transformed me, right? He wasn't trying to get through the mirror. And that's the other thing. I was talking to a friend.
Knowing consent. Maybe that's a better way of thinking about it. Like without my knowing consent.
Yeah, I don't know. What is that then? It's not
knowing.
Consent. It's not consent if you don't know.
Well, I mean, it's like you think you know what. I thought I knew what I was looking for. You know.
You thought
but the point of that story, though, is that he entered into another world that wasn't what he was trying to do. He was trying to look at something, like you said. You looked too closely and found yourself in another world. And that's exactly what happens to Mr. Vane.
All right. I need to pause and welcome David to the stage. David, I think this is the first time in the Cosmic Navel.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever. Can you hear me okay, first off? Yeah, this is good. I don't think Rigel, I've actually spoken directly with you.
No, but I've sat across from you drinking something, and there was a lot of tobacco smoke in the air on that balcony in one of those hotels.
We were near each other.
We were near each other, yes.
On multiple occasions. I'm just thinking about, I actually was going to call Chad about that passage that had a big role in his conversion. The dude who, the Legion and all that stuff. Because the stories right after it are kind of very different. So you have this story where the guy isn't even looking for it, and to some extent, the demonized plead with Jesus not to go. Right? Like it's not just that it's that they're like, I don't know what I'm getting myself into. It's like, no, I don't want a part of this. But then right next to it are stories of people going for it, right? Where there's the pearl of great price, which is sought for, and then there's the treasure in a field, which isn't. Right? Where like the treasure in the field is not sought for, but the pearl of great price is.
What's interesting is that he asks Jesus he asks Jesus for even more. Can I go with you? And Jesus says no.
That's so good, yeah. Man, that Jesus.
David, what are you... Oh, you just disappeared. Are you still with us? Oh, man.
He's Canadian. Is he ever really with us?
Oh, wow. Wow. Chad, dropping bombs.
All right, I'll make amends to the Canadians. I was just kidding. Jeez.
It's okay. We're used to being forgotten.
Wait. Oh, is Sherry there?
Yeah. Just going to read what Cody says here. St. Augustine and Maximus Confessor, spot on about the necessary disruption of God's intervention, something we cannot consent to without help.
Usually you're consenting when you're already fallen through the mirror. And even then it takes a while.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happens to Mr. Vane. I want to go home. I want to go home, he says.
I think that's what I'm kind of pointing to, is like the unknown consent. Like, I think I'm consenting to something, and it reveals that even my conscious consent is nowhere near the size of what he really has to offer, I guess. Something like that.
Don't worry. You still have agency. Don't be afraid.
This is breaking my brain. I wanted to go up here real quick and just say hello to Brian of College Station. Howardville, Texas, gathering of the TLCers and Estuarios on January 31st at noon at Cabo San Lucas Mexican Grill, Hallettsville. I need to look up where that is and see if I can make it out there. That would be super fun. So, all you Texans out there, let's hang.
Cody, you should jump in. I haven't seen you for a long time.
Yeah, Cody.
I love that you just quoted McDonald. When you have a will, you will be free to use it. Very nice.
Well,
did you play a song? I didn't see the beginning of the...
yeah, I played a kind of an improvisational, contemplative, melancholy.
Oh, I love those.
ESON driven. So I brought a previous recorded version of myself in with me and just kind of used that as the thread, and then started to play on top of that and then sing on top of that with the playing. So it was like full body experience.
You know, just because this is a lingering thought, so I'll say it. The last two lines here, and the joyful carpet I'll be hurting if I keep withholding in the loom. Actually, in German, it says, and I will hurt. So that's why he uses I'll be hurting. I will hurt the joyful carpet if I sit and fight against the work that's done in the weaving stool. That's actually what he says in German.
I will hurt the joyful carpet.
I will hurt it if I sit in the weaving stool and fight against the pattern. That's
whoa.
Yeah, that's what he's indicating. And the weaving stool, you know, this goes back to what I was talking about, you know, how people get into these estuary groups and they find that suddenly they could do a weave. Oh, I can do a weave. I can weave this together. And every time everyone's really surprised by that. But as I was saying earlier, if you realize that you actually are woven, right? Mm-hmm. You are a woven together being, then that is essentially your essence. Your essence is to weave, right?
Yeah.
What you want to do is you want to weave, you want to see how everything is connected and interwoven. And so like Rilke's saying in there, if I fight against that, I'm going to hurt the joyful carpet, right? If I sit in the weaving stool and fight against that pattern.
Yeah. Well,
good image.
I'm going to yes end that. I feel like there's also this pattern of, I mean, as estuary TLCers, we're so used to weaving that it almost starts to show up before we're supposed to start weaving. Like in the pitching round, people are weaving. And then definitely people are already weaving in the pointing round. But if we can refrain, then it can also act as kind of a slingshot to bring maybe a crescendo of weaving that happens on a different
That's why
level.
you should only pitch what you bring. Don't pitch while you're there. Like,
Wait, what do you mean?
don't. I think a good idea is to have a pitch in mind when you show up. Don't develop a pitch as you're sitting there listening
Right.
to the pitches.
Oh, that's an excellent point. Yeah.
Because like I have this theory about that there are no two things exactly alike anywhere in the universe. There's only unique, whether it's substance or whatever. There's only the unique in the universe, and that this is kind of like the fundamental reality of why it is that we do weave when we can't help but weave, because like that's creation. Creation is something like that. I don't know if I'm rambling. I can see what I'm saying. I know you can't, but I can see it.
Dude, Chad, just brother, watching a grown man work a box cutter like you work a box cutter just gives me the tingles. Okay, you know how to work that box cutter, and I basically just trust anything you have to say. I want to come back to this, but David, you disappeared right when I was going to ask you, like, what are you doing over there? This is amazing. You have like an architectural little thing there. You've got a square. You've got what is this project you're working on?
I'm starting my new art thing. So the guy behind the door I finished a bit ago, and so this is like this is a piece of insulation. Like the panels of this was pink yesterday. Yeah. This was pink, the styrofoam. But I'm going to turn it into that.
Awesome.
So right now I'm trying to figure out my arc as it is.
That is so rad. Would it be possible for you to give just a quick little show and tell tour of the other piece of art that's behind you and talk about that?
Yeah, people who know me have probably seen a bunch of this stuff. So
I have no idea.
That's Pajot's image of everything, right? But it's a carving. So if you
awesome.
Yeah, so it's like that. You can see.
Oh man,
this is all like textured. These are different layers.
What are you making that out of?
It's foam core. It's like a thin styrofoam sheets.
Yeah.
Here is my Ark of the Covenant.
Oh man.
The pulls, it like comes out like that much. Then there's this one's based on Emily Verduin's or Mud Hut Illustrations Jonah. So there's Jonah right there in the center. There's waves.
Wow.
Boat. Nice. And then over here, this is that's the creation of the world.
Yep.
So
dude.
Bring it in.
This is like iconography in 3 dimensions. And like this is so cool. And it's like carving, but probably easier than carving wood.
It's so much easier.
You can actually like see what you've created within your lifetime.
Yeah, it's actually stupid easy. I just use a scalpel and these like sheets that you can buy at the dollar store. Right? Some of this stuff is also tracing, but yeah, like there's the tree of life.
Yeah.
This is from an image of Jesus's return, and I turned it into the sun.
Oh.
Allowed. There's Leviathan at the bottom.
Wow. That is
fun. Yeah.
Man. And so is this like a hobby or a
No, it's a hobby. It's a hobby.
Yeah. Oh, so
Oh,
cool.
we lost your camera again, David, for some reason.
Oh no, what happened? What is happening here?
Well, we'll let David kind of figure out his process. That is super cool. This is like exactly what this space is for. Show and tell. Just give us like a whole tour.
I've felt characters too. I've given away most of my stuff that I've done, but I kept a few things. You want to see them?
Yes,
Felted,
please.
felted sculptures.
David, how did you get into this? No, David's not with us. Oh wait, here he comes. Hey, David.
Now there's two of me. You can get rid. What? What just happened?
I just got rid of the other one. Can you see me now?
Yes, I can. I'm sorry. I suck at technology.
Well, I was going to ask you, how did you get into this?
I just started doing it.
What inspired you?
I had this material. I had access to this material, and I had an idea based on Emily Verduin's image of Jonah, and I wanted to try turning it into a carving. And then from there, I found out that I loved it. So I've been doing it since.
And how long ago was that?
3 years, two and a half, maybe
Wow.
3 years.
That is awesome. Yeah. Well, thanks for sharing. Okay, Sherry.
Well, one of the things that really surprised me about this, I thought I would try it. I'm not really good at drawing. I'm really difficult time drawing for some reason. I don't know what it is. And, but I was really good at this. And I just made them up, So this is my stoner Santa. He just sits there and says, wow.
Bro, you just need to look
And
inward,
then
man.
this is my little, my crazy gnome. He's got a rockin' beard. Just some cool little elfy ears.
I feel like him and Santa might...
His hair sticks right out of the top of his hat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had fun doing that. And then I actually did little replicas of my sheep. And when you do it, you build a core on a wire frame. And then this is the locks from my sheep.
Wow.
And so then I would felt in the locks on the sheep itself. And I had these really nice, they were pretty big, little sheepies.
That has got to be so satisfying to, watch your sheep eating food, shoveling the sheep's shit, and then shearing the sheep and just having a little piece of it kind of befriending you throughout the day.
Yeah.
With your little creatures.
Yeah. It's really good. And I never told you. So 4 days before Christmas, I lost one of my dogs to cancer, which I didn't know she had, but it suddenly manifested itself in a very abrupt way. And then 4 days after New Year's, I lost my other dog. So it was kind of intense. And then, well, it wasn't kind of intense. It was totally intense. And then day before yesterday, I got a new dog, a new boy.
Really?
And a friend of mine was holding on to him. She wanted to find him a good home and asked, she's kind of an interesting person. She does ayahuasca retreats at her place because it's legal in Canada. and pilgrimages to the Amazon quite a bit. So, and she's like, they have a website and the whole 9 yards, right? And so she said to me, Sherry, you are supposed to have ombre. And I said, well, I can't take him because I got another male right now and it's not going to work. So Hulk was sick for about a year, and she kept checking in, and I kept saying, not yet, he's still with us. So when he passed, I told her, and then she goes, he's here for you. He's all yours. So I got a new pup now. I don't know where he's outside. He's outside right now. Maybe I'll get to see him in another stream. Yeah. So that was a lot.
Yeah.
We lost a number of friends on the farm. We lost my cat, Celeste, and then a horse, Loki, then Lily, and then Hulk, all in about 5 months. So that was sad. And then I got a new, I was like, okay, no more cats. That's it. I loved my cat, but I was kind of like, I don't know if I want any more cats. I don't want to clean kitty litters and, pick up puke.
Yeah.
And a week later, I had another cat. It was a stray.
Yeah. Or the cat had you. That's how the cats kind of work on our property. Is they just show up and we feed them, but they don't come in the house. They come into my wife's studio. A couple of them, and we do have a limit of how much money we will spend on a cat. A cat.
Well,
this guy or something.
This guy's he runs the place now, and he's a good cat. We love him.
Yeah.
I'm cleaning his kitty litter and he's puking. But hey, that's what you do for your cat.
That's right. And who knows? You may discover some collateral beauty that comes out of that.
I was at the grocery store the other day, and I've got my cart, and there's this total clog of carts and women at the cat food section, and I need to go to the cat food section, right? And everybody's kind of parked their carts and you can't get through. And I said to this one lady, I actually need to go right there. She goes, me too. And then we're all standing in front of these cans of cat food, and we're like picking them up, labels, reading them. And I looked at everybody. I said, this is what your cats do to you, right? You must get the right food. And then this other lady goes, or they won't eat it, and then you spend all this money for nothing. And I said, look what they've done to us. Look at us. We're all clogged up in the grocery store aisle. What a reflection that was.
Yeah, that's so true.
I don't know, Dan. Cats don't underperform. They're pretty cool.
Yeah, I like our cats.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're kind of tiptoeing up to the hour here. Any final thoughts or reflections or words?
I continue to enjoy when Sherry says the saddest things imaginable and then laughs afterwards.
What? Oh, really?
Yes, you oftentimes say either profound or sometimes very, very sad things, and then you give your big laugh, and it's a delight.
Yeah, because go ahead. Tell me.
I can't be the first person to tell you this.
I think you are.
What?
Some people have said. Somebody apparently was criticizing me for smiling and laughing too much.
Yeah.
But I thought a lot about it, and it's the irony, David. It's the tension of holding that tension between joy and sorrow. Actually, if anybody's interested, Jeremy Firth and I have a channel called Restoring Meaning, and we usually do a couple of saints, just read through their lives, and then we just talk. Well, I was hoping somebody will jump on, but nobody ever does. And
I see you guys doing that, and it's always like at like bedtime, and
oh yeah, we do it
yeah.
late. There's always, you can catch it later, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying it because we did it on Wednesday, and instead of we usually do Tuesdays, but Jeremy just spontaneously wanted to read Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening by Robert Frost, because we started talking about Robert Frost. And then I said, oh, I've got a favorite, you know, Robert Frost. And I read Mending Wall. And he goes, I'm on the side of the guy who says good fences make good neighbors. Anyway, for about an hour, we had totally opposing perceptions of what the poem was talking about. And it was so much fun to talk through that. You know, like at one point, Jeremy's like, well, refute me then. I said, okay, I will. And it was all really in good fun, you know, and but both of us dug in, like we both. And it was, here's the thing, you know, in the end I had to say, well, look, it's okay if you don't, you know, because it's a poem, and we're all gonna take some meaning from it that, you know, it's gonna be personal, right?
Well, and that's the peekaboo that actually works for an adult.
Yeah, that's
and a sherry. Like you have to have a little bit of that.
Yeah. Yeah. So if anybody wants to watch a very intense but good faith dialogue between two opposing opinions, there's at least an hour at the end.
That's your most recent one?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you. From whom all blessings flow. Yeah, anyway, it was really great. You know, we both were like, no, we love this. This is great, you know? And it was really good. It was really, really good.
Well, my takeaway from this group today is to look for the fractal eternal peekaboo that is always just a blink away.
Mm-hmm. There's this really great quote from Mere Christianity. I bet you David knows it off by heart. I wrote it in a diary when I was like 18 years old. And there it sits. And it's C.S. Lewis saying, I'm totally paraphrasing because I can't remember it exactly, but it's a longer description. I think I read it to Paul Vanderklay in my first randos, actually, that, you know, seeking God is like playing robbers in the hall. I think that's what he says. And then you drop a string down a hole, and, you know, as kids, and you think you're going to find something there, and then all of a sudden you get a tug. And you're just absolutely terrified. Yeah. That's kind of my rough description of the quote. And I always loved it so much. And, you know, my son was telling me the other day, he said, I always listen to Alan Watts when I'm going to sleep. And then I started, and he's also really into Michael Levin. And he goes, and then I was listening to Michael Levin giving a lecture, and I thought, they're saying the same thing. And I was like, yeah, because there is only one thing. Right?
Yeah.
Coming at it from different angles. Anyway.
David, Chad, any final closing thoughts, feelings? Yoav is coming in. Yoav, you're coming in again right at the very last 3 minutes.
Yep, I know.
Wonderful.
Because this is my schedule. I have committed. I have a life.
Are you gonna play us a little of that bass clarinet?
Yeah, and I wanted to just make a short experiment. how the sound quality of my cheap microphone is. So I'm gonna play just a few notes, and you tell me how
Perfect.
how it sounds. Just to it's a feasibility test.
Yep. Bye, Sherry. Beautiful. Yeah.
It was not beautiful, but I made quite a few mistakes. But it was just a sound test.
I see beauty the way God sees beauty. Yeah.
Yeah. Is it feasible by this setup to play anything?
The first note was like very loud, and then it seemed to
the microphone
even out.
Adjust.
But then it was fine afterwards. So I don't know if your mic has an automatic like volume adjustment thing or.
If it does, then I don't have any settings to play with. Okay, so you.
Oh no! Okay, you're currently using an automatically adjustable. That setting is on. So
just the cheapest webcam, not even a microphone.
Can you try it one more time? And I'm going to adjust your volume from my end. This is a good experiment. I'm also going to turn off. Well, no, I'll leave echo cancellation on. See you, Chad. I'm going to adjust your volume manually. Okay, so go for it. Yeah, great. So I have you at about 60 out of 200. So that seemed to be a good volume.
Okay, so the conclusion is it can be done.
Yeah, it can be done.
Fine.
All right. Well, I got to go pick up my child from school. So thanks for coming on again at the last minute, Yoav. We're incrementally moving towards playing music together.
Yeah. The minute that I learn how to play, it will work out. Yeah.
Hey, one step at a time. David, thanks for coming in and showing us your art. That's awesome. That's what this place is for.
Glad to be part of it. Thanks for having me.
All right. Well, you have a lovely rest of your day, weekend, all my internet friends out there. Blessings. See you later.